Hello there, and we are live. See, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, see, we're back again. Yeah, it's the Brian and Claude show once again. Every week, we're always doing it, but it's just that this time we're doing it, on Thursday instead of on Wednesday. I had a very busy Wednesday, so Thursday, I had to push back DG Spores till tomorrow for the Ryan and Claude show. That's how important the Ryan and Claude show is for me. And you know what? Yeah, it's episode. Yeah, I can see you laughing. Yeah, come on, man. Can't we? Can't we see? You see, yeah, see Ryan.
Number
Yeah,
one, number one.
we're Arsenal fans. Yeah. Instead of Deji Sports coming to dominate everything, let the Arsenal fans, have some joys. After all, we're the ones chasing City for the title. See, Ryan, it is episode 21 of the Ryan and Claude show. Me and you have done 20. This today will make it 21 episodes, epic ones that me and you have done, man. What do you have to say to that, brother?
Yeah, man, it's great, isn't it? Like we did the first one, and I expected, yeah, that's enough. That'll do. Enough of that. But yeah, no, we keep. Yeah, we're going stronger to 21. Next, it'll be 30, 40.
Mhm.
Okay, you can't keep us away, man. We're
Yeah.
always here. We're always here.
Exactly, man. We just keep going, yeah. Me and you, we've seen it all. We've battled for the title. We've slipped up. We've bottled. We've come back. We've topped the charts again. We've gone down again just this week. See, yeah, Ryan, man. Ups and downs, man. We've been through it already, and of
That's
course,
football.
David Shaw.
That's football for
David
you.
Shaw, you're welcome back to the show. TJ Warren. TJ Warren is a brother of this show, yeah. You can see he's coming down there. He says, big up Tony and big up Ryan. TJ Warren will be coming down here on Sunday for that big matchup against Newcastle. He'll be down here with me and the other American called Steve Mahala. Two of them will be here. They're both Americans. I'll be battling it with the Americans down here. But TJ Warren's a big brother too. David Shaw is also on the show today. David Shaw, big ups to you. Where have you been, David, man? We miss you, man. David, the Mancunian, and of course, Sports Carnage. If you've not subscribed to the Sports Carnage, I don't know what you're doing. Muncie, a great guy, a Manchester United fan. He's always here to troll us. Ryan, yeah, he was the one saying that Arsenal was gonna bottle the league, but he comes around and he says, Tony, see, go subscribe to Monte Sports Carnage, MUFC Global. Go subscribe to him on Instagram. An affiliate of mine is the one doing the graphics also. If you want good graphics, go to MUFC Global. That's my guy. And of course, David Shaw is back here with that superb comment again. We'll go through that all over again. But right now, Ryan, what do you have to say? The
David,
Chelsea
Da-
match.
David says. David says that he's off to watch a team that win trophies. He's obviously talking about the Carabao
Oh,
Cup. If he wants
David,
to,
you couldn't
he's
just
got
wait to
see.
screw that
See,
in.
David's
Oh,
going to be watching a team win a trophy when he watches the FA Cup final. He's going to watch Man
yeah, the
City
Mickey
win that
Mouse,
trophy.
the Mickey Mouse trophies, yeah, the Mickey Mouse trophy, the Mickey
Listen,
Mouse trophy. That's what they've won this season, the Mickey
listen,
Mouse Cup.
he's going to watch
It's all
Man
good.
City win
It's
that
all good.
trophy. So he's going to
No, of
watch
course.
a team win a trophy. He's going to watch his own
See,
team get
David,
battered.
David Shaw, David, yeah. You guys are already in that final, yeah. But it's Manchester City that owns that title, yeah. You're just there to just, make up the numbers. Man City will deal you guys a very big blow. But you know what, yeah, Ryan, it's a Ryan and Claude show. Let's not allow this Manchester United fans derail us from the bigger picture, yeah. After all, we're the only ones challenging for the title this season, yeah. Where are they? They're barely fighting for the fourth position. But you know what, Ryan? Arsenal came up against Chelsea Football Club. We needed a big response from the three games that Arsenal have gone on a winless streak. Of course, draws, but winless streak, and also beaten by Manchester City. We needed that bounce back, yeah. And Brown Maguire, we got that bounce back that we so desired. How much was that Chelsea win a big win for you? How much does it tells you about the mentality of the team? What does it tell you about that team in particular, and also Mikel Arteta ringing in the changes, Ran Maguire? What do you have to tell us about it?
Now, yes, we all knew we was going to beat Chelsea anyway. Chelsea are a club in disarray at the minute. I don't know when the last won, about 6 games or 7 games ago. So we all knew we was going to win, but we needed a bit of an emphatic win. We needed a confidence booster, like bounce back
Yeah.
game, and majority of the game was exactly that. We played superbly. Attacking threat was great. Knocking 3 goals in the first half was great. Second half just wasn't as good, but we got the win that we needed. We just need to get the points. We just need to get the points on the board to keep as close to Man City as what we possibly can, in the very faint hope that they drop some points. So, it was mainly about getting the 3 points on the board. Obviously, a game against Chelsea last season is a big game and a massive confidence booster to win, but it's just not that this season. We know the struggles they're going through and the manager they've got, and everyone knows what Chelsea's going through. So we needed to win it, but it needed to be better than a 1-0 or a 2-1. The 3-1 scoreline doesn't reflect the game. To be honest, it was not a stupid mistake, but a lapse in concentration let them in. And let them score. They had 1 or 2 chances before that, but barring a save from Ramsdale, they didn't really have many full chances on our goal. So we kept them out well, and some nice displays, some nice confident displays throughout the pitch. Impressed with Kiwior on and I don't know if it was. I'm guessing it was.
Oh my God, that's a special one. We'll come to Kiwior in a separate. We'll come to Kiwior in a separate statement, but let's keep going. Of course, Kiwior, tremendous performance. But Ryan, I'll let you continue, man.
Yeah, it was a great performance from him. It was a good performance from Xhaka. Good performance from Trossard before it came off. I felt the Trossard substitution changed the game slightly. When he went off, we went a bit quieter, and we didn't have that actual cutting edge that we had when he was on. My only disappointing performance is Zinchenko. Really, I'm not. The last few weeks they've been less and less impressed with him. I was impressed when he first came. He was better than I expected him to be, but these last few weeks he's just been like what he was at City for me, and I wasn't overly impressed with him when he played for Man City. If you get what I mean.
But Ryan, what is the problem with Zinchenko? When he came into the team, he galvanized the team. He was one of those old heads. That just his sheer presence in that team actually motivated the team. You could see him pounce into the crowd when a goal is scored. Even right now, he doesn't even do all those little things that riles up the opposition fans. He's hardly done that this season. It's always out of position, and mind you, he's always out of position in that moment when these teams understand how to find their way into pocket spaces around our midfield. He's nowhere to be found. He's found wanting. He's never there, even for 5 minutes to stay still in that defensive position. He's never there. Of course, you can say that he's helped out lots of times. He's instrumental to the goals scored. No one can argue that. But Ryan, it's clear to see defensively, he leaves our team open and gaping open, and it just leaves us out there to dry. So, what has been the problem with this Centurion from Manchester City?
It's everything you said's right. Going forward is very good. But even in the last weeks, he's going forward and he's playing sloppy passes and he's losing the ball. The inconsistency on his passing is ridiculous sometimes. It's just, especially in the Chelsea game, in the first 20 minutes, he was giving it away constant. But his main issue is defensively, and we've seen when we played well, we were playing magnificently well at the beginning of the season, and I think he just in a team playing well and in a team winning games, he shines, and because we're attacking most of the time, he's not being defensively. He's not being defensive all game
Yeah.
or under considerable amount of pressure. When we're in the pressure games and when we're behind in a game, or at least behind in terms of how the game's going, even if it's 0-0 and they're just playing better than us and we're under the cosh, that's when you can see that he's not good enough, because because that's where the defensive fail is come through. You can liken it slightly to Trent Alexander-Arnold at Liverpool at the minute. Well, not at the minute, but at the beginning of the season, when they're not playing well and they're defending for most of the game, his frailties show through. But when Liverpool are playing magnificently and he's just attacking all game, he looks quality. And that's what Zinchenko, that's the issue with Zinchenko. We were playing great at the beginning of the season. He was attacking most of the time, or slotting in on the Xhaka position. But because he was slotting in at centre mid, we weren't having to be defensive, so they weren't bombing down their right and against our left, so we didn't have any issues. But coming against your Man Cities and your Liverpools and your Sportings that attacked us and put us under pressure, they're aiming for that left back, and 100% they would not be aiming for the left back if Kieran Tierney was playing. And now we're selling him in the summer. I hope we replace him, because if it's Zinchenko and Tavares next season in our left back spot, they were just going to get attacked on that left back position. Every single team's going to aim for it, and they will have luck there easily.
But again, because this Zinchenko issue, it's a big problem for Arsenal. He just came in. This is his first full season with Arsenal. And first year actually with Arsenal Football Club. Do you sense a bit of fatigue with Zinchenko? Because at the time we were using him in all our high-profile games. He was always there. In the FA Cup, he was there. In the Carabao Cup, he played. Of course, in the Europa League, he played. In the Premiership, instrumental to our attacks most of the time. So, in any way, do you sense any kind of fatigue? Mostly due to the reason that Kieran Tierney was not having game time at all from Mikel Arteta in any way. So he played most of all our high-profile games, even in the games that naturally should be, free time for him, or for him to just, sit down, sit back, relax, enjoy the bench of the Emirates a little bit, enjoy the seat, sit around with the boys, on the bench. But he never had that time. Would you say fatigue has played into or crept, into his gameplay in any way?
Maybe maybe, because like you said, he's played pretty much the majority of the games. But you got it. If you're starting for the big clubs, you're playing lots of games every season. You're playing in 3 or 4 competitions. So we need him long term throughout the season. So it shouldn't really be that much of an issue. But and I don't know why it's an issue, because if he is tired of approaching a game, we've got a commendable left back in Tierney that can play.
Left back in Tierney
there's no issue.
Angle.
No one. I don't believe anyone would say there's an issue not playing Zinchenko and playing Tierney instead when Zinchenko's tired. But even then, the majority of people that would rather have Tierney playing at the minute, just because of what he brings defensively in the games that we've struggled in. But it just shows Arteta's obviously not happy with his bench. He's not happy with the squad depth. With a massive signal to that was how he didn't take Gabriel off in the Chelsea game. It seemed like he was injured for about half an hour, and was went down about 5 times before we eventually took him off for upholding. And the game was won. Do you know what I mean? It was 3-0 when he first went down. Then it was 3-1. Him being slightly injured wasn't the issue, but even then, maybe you say he might have sounded it out even easier. It was still easy. It was still easy the way the game went anyway. But the fact that it took him that long to take to take Gabriel off just shows Arteta's not happy with the squad depth that we've got, and it's
with the squad depth that we've
100%.
got.
It looks like it's going to be looked at in the summer anyway, and bring in some additions, and hopefully in addition to the left back spot, especially if Tierney goes.
Yeah, it's very good. Oh, see, yeah, guys, a big wig I just gotten into the show. See, it's no other person, yeah, than Miss Melina. See, they assembled. They assembled. Great guy is always here through thick and thin with us. They assembled. Big ups to you, man. But you know what? Yeah, who showed up, Ryan? Miss Melina. Do you have anything to say to Miss Melina?
Just thanks for showing up. Thanks for getting involved. Massively, we always appreciate
Oh
you.
my God,
Appreciate
I
everyone.
miss her on shows, man. I miss her. But, you know, I really grew close to Miss Melina. Yeah, you know, she loves Arsenal and her show. You know, she's had to leave her show. You know, for just working. It's been she can't really do lots of streams, but I really grew close to this lady because of her love for Arsenal and her person. And as you understand, she helped me grow this channel also. Lovely human being, Miss Melina. It would be nice to have you on one of our watch alongs. Please come for one of our watch alongs, please. See, yeah, Ryan, right now, yeah, Arsenal doesn't have one fit first team, first 11 centre back at Arsenal Football Club right now. Saliba injured. Mind you, Rob Holding is not our first 11.
Yeah, I see. I see what you're
Gabriel
saying.
is a doubt for that Newcastle match. So we are without our first team or first 11 centre backs for the game against Newcastle. We'll talk about that Newcastle game in a bit. But Ryan, it's a mess. It's a mess.
I tell you what, though, if we're starting with Kyrgios and Holding against Newcastle, I think we're in a bit of trouble there. No disrespect to Kyrgios or Holding, but the way Newcastle attack and the attackers and the speed and the skill that they've got, then we're in a bit of trouble. If Gabriel is actually out and it's only them two available, I reckon there'll be a slight change to the formation, maybe a free centre back kind of deal, and one
Even
of the midfielders or
Granit Xhaka can come into centre back, right? Granit Xhaka has also played centre back for us one day.
Not for me.
Take one for the team, yeah.
There's too much of. There's a big issue there with Granit Xhaka. Obviously, this season he's reined his temper in quite a bit, but he is still prone to a meaty tackle, shall we say? And if he's making them tackles inside the box, no, yeah, I'm happy with Xhaka in centre mid this season. Very happy with how he's played, but I wouldn't have him in centre back. We've got a few options we could take. Don't forget, we've still got Ben White on the right who can slot in at centre back. Tierney can slot in at centre back. Zinchenko can. Thomas Partey before Xhaka for me could slot in at centre back. But you're looking at something like a Holding, Kyrgios and Tierney, because Tierney plays that role for Scotland. He'll play a left centre back as part of a three with Robertson in front of him at the left back. So Tierney could slot in there.
How important, because see, Ryan, when your team is at the back end of some crazy set of losses, maybe not losses, because we lost against Man City.
A dip in form.
The rest were draws, a dip in form, so that's what we're going to call it. A dip in form, 3 draws at the bounce, 1 loss against Man City. When your team is at the back end of that kind of form, mostly in the Premiership, and you're also going for the title too, it's very necessary that you bring in the changes, right? Good. How important was bringing in the changes for this matchup against Chelsea Football Club? To what extent was that very, very important for that win against Chelsea? Do you think it was a necessary evil, or do you think those changes came because he felt like Chelsea are having a pretty bad form? We're at home. We can actually beat Chelsea at home. no matter the team I put out there, we could actually do Chelsea ham. They're battling relegation this season. They're 39 points. Yeah, they've not gotten up to 40 points. So I could actually say Chelsea Football Club this season are relegation battlers. Yeah, of course they'll just need 1 point. I don't see where they'll be getting those points in the coming games. They have, crunch games against Bournemouth, Nottingham Forest, relegation scrap coming in. Those ones. I don't see where they're gonna get. I don't see where they're gonna get
Relegation scrap.
those points.
And honestly,
And it looks.
can
It's a gory story, like a book from Annabelle. It's a horror movie, horror show
imagine
from
imagine
Chelsea
Chelsea
Football
going
Club.
down.
I don't know where they're
Imagine
gonna get
Chelsea going
those
down.
points from.
Honestly, if any fairy tale could come out of this season, if we don't win this
Mm,
league, if a fairy tale could come out of this season, it's Chelsea getting relegated. And honestly, that's a fairy tale to end all fairy tales. It'd be unreal. The amount of money they've spent, the stupidity on the amount of signings that they've made. I tell you what, 100 million on Enzo Fernandez has turned out to be an absolute shocker because he is no better than Granit Xhaka, and no better, and I do not care. He is just, he's just
mm,
that's ridiculous. 100 million's a stupid amount of money. But
mm.
to what you're
True.
saying, to your question, to
Uh,
what you say, I think
yeah.
it's a slight bit of both. I think we could. We did have the opportunity to rest a few players, but 100% when you're on a dip in form, you need to ring in some changes, have a slight change in tactics or something like that, because then it at
Mm,
least shows that you have other ideas and you have other plans. If you're losing
mm,
week in, week out and playing that exact same 11 the exact same way, that shows you've got no
yeah.
other option. There's no plan B. There's
Mm,
no other formations or other tactics. You're obviously not working on different things in training. They train for 5 days a week before the game, sometimes six, and there's multiple formations being trained.
mm,
There's the formation for when you're on the attack or when you're on the defensive, when you're up against a weaker team, a stronger team, a similar team. So there's plenty of options that they
yeah.
train on week in, week out. And if you're not exploring them options when you're having a dip in form, 100%, if you're winning every single game, keep playing the same team, keep playing the same formation. You don't change it when they're winning. I've always said you never change the winning formation, winning team, whichever one you want. So, but yeah, when you that slight dip in form, or even on the back of one loss, mix them up because, like we were saying when we was having a good run, there might be one or two players that weren't exactly
Yeah.
up to it, the same with others, but there was no issue because we we're winning. As soon as you have that one loss or that one draw, you can maybe drop them out, bring someone else in, even just
Yeah.
change it up, making your subs a bit earlier than
Yeah.
waiting because you can afford to rest them, you can afford to get someone else on there, mix it up a bit. So yeah, we
Yeah.
definitely
Uh,
needed to make some changes to attack the dipping form that we was on.
that was on, yeah. Yeah. The assembled makes a point there. We're going to look at that point just before this comment, but because Anthony Herbert is a big time member of this channel, a big supporter of this channel too, mind you. He has always supported us from the beginning of this show. Big ups to you, Anthony Herbert. See, guys, you have to catch me on Goonies from All Corners on Friday, 9 p.m. Tomorrow. I'll be chopping it up with Anthony Herbert, my very, very good friend and brother, Anthony Herbert, on his show, Goonies from All Corners. I don't know why you guys are sleeping on that show. That show is one of the most. See, I don't know what's the problem with the fan base. Yeah, you see good programs, yeah, good shows on YouTube, yeah, but they're just sleeping on it. They prefer to listen to, I don't know, man. But Goonies from All Corners, very great show. I've always been part of that show. I love that show. It's one of the shows that I'm always consistently in. So come in on Friday and join us at Goonies from All Corners. Yeah, with Anthony Herbert. This week might be a very different one. A Newcastle fan is showing up, and see, it might be no other person than Steve Mahala. So, and we're going head to head on Sunday. So Steve Mahala might be there. I'm not sure, but I think he might be there on Friday. Anthony Herbert will be there on Friday. Manny Tangadurai should also be there. See, it's a jam-packed one, yeah. 9 p.m. tomorrow, goodness from all corners. Join me, Anthony Herbert, Manny Tangadurai, and likely Stephen Mahala. But you know what? Yeah, the Assembled, who's also been a big part of this show too. The Assembled, respect to you. He says something here. He says Tierney plays left centre back for Scotland. Brian, are you having any ideas?
Well, I said this about 10 minutes ago. Yeah, he plays left centre back for Scotland because then Andy Robertson can play at left back. They have two very good left backs, so their way of fitting them both in is Tierney plays at left centre back and Robertson plays at left back. That's another option we could explore at Newcastle if Gabriel's out. Yeah, that's just what I said 10 minutes ago.
Explore that option in Scotland, but I'm talking of in this Arsenal setup. Do you think Danny can be a makeshift left centre back with the injury that just happened to Gabriel? And even Mikel Arteta has also specified, uh, that Gabriel might actually not be playing in that game against Newcastle. And you know what? Yeah, if I was Gabriel, I'll be very stupid. In fact, I'll be the most stupid defender in the world to actually say I'm fit for that Newcastle match. They literally roast people in St. James Park. I don't think Gabriel would want to be a part of that anyway. What do you think?
Yeah, yeah. If you're carrying a slight injury in defence going up to Newcastle at the minute, you're gonna get ripped. You're gonna get ripped apart. They're so fast. They're so quick. So good on the ball. You're looking at Maxima on the ball and Isak on the ball. Even Gordon's not had a great start to his career, but he's rapid on the ball. Them kind of players can just turn you inside out. Maxima on his day is quality, and we know how Isak's been this season, just incredible for him. So, yeah, you're carrying that slight injury, that slight niggle. You've got a big issue. It's So yeah, the best option is probably to not play him if he's carrying that slight injury. If he's fully over it, then 100% we need him to play. It is an option you can explore to bring Tierney in at left centre back. But he's a strong defender. He's a strong centre. He's a strong defender. He's a strong tackler. Does like to get forward, but it's not the biggest part of his game. So to keep him grounded at the back, there wouldn't be an issue there. And then you could have Zinchenko playing as well, Zinchenko going more forward, and hopefully Tierney having his back when Zinchenko's not there. So for me, it's definitely an option you could explore.
Because Tierney is also very, very good defensively, and also he also doubles as an offensive threat also because he knows how to lay all those dangerous crosses most times. So it makes him dangerous, but he might not be your typical normal inverted midfielder coming from that positioning. Of which Mikel Arteta loves defenders that are very, very inverted in nature. So I don't know, and of course it looks like Zinchenko is the favorite of Mikel Arteta. See, guys, look at AFCs in the show right here, right now, and see if you've not subscribed to look at AFC, you're sitting on a long thing. This guy is literally, he has one of the biggest shows, on YouTube Space. I wonder why you guys are slipping on these shows, Look at AFC, great guy, great show. He loves Arsenal with a big passion. Why haven't you subscribed to that channel? So, guys, anyone who is watching this from anywhere, please go and subscribe to Look at AFC. A big lover of our show. We collaborate on a lot of things. I should be going back there to see Look at AFC and chop it up. Maybe towards the end of the season, I have to go there and talk with, have a little nickel with the boys at Look at AFC. See, Ryan, look at what Anthony Herbert put here. It says back for our peak. Tierney, Holden, Kivio, White. Are you convinced that this back four that Anthony Herbert have just specified down here probably is, just matching with the options that we already have right now? Yeah, you can only make do with what you have, right?
Exactly.
Do you think that's an okay pick?
If we're going four at the back and Gabriel's injured, that's the four for me, 100%. If Gabriel's injured and can't play him, and we're going for the four at the back, we bring Holden in 100%, and Zinchenko, Zinchenko at the not Zinchenko, what we're talking about, Tierney at the left back, would be the pick for me. I can't see Arteta picking that one, but I agree with Anthony Herbert, as I pretty much mostly do. Every time he's got a comment, I pretty much always agree with it. When you come to me after Anthony Herbert, it's very boring because I just agree with it. But it is what it is. That is what the option I would
It
say.
is what it is. See, Ryan, you have a question from the assembled. He's asking you directly, but we'll come to that, yeah, because a big wig got into the show. It's no other person than one of our biggest fans here, Amy Baba, and a personal friend of mine. Big ups to you, Amy Baba. See, Ryan is also your friend online, also on Instagram. He follows you on Instagram. Also, he's a big fan of yours. He talks about you, once in a while. Whenever me and him get together, because he's a big friend of mine, Amy Baba. And see, he says, yeah, the Newcastle game will be an intense tussle. We'll get back to that, but see, Amy Baba is a member of this channel. Big ups to you, Amy Baba. Poo. Gooners in the house. See, the assembled say something here. It says, Ryan, do you think Arsenal could be overtraining? What do you have to say, Ryan?
I don't know. It's a tricky one. I can't imagine us. I can't imagine us training any more than the likes of City and United, Newcastle would. I think fitness, the fitness side of the game, the fitness side of the training, and maybe agility wise and all that. I think and quickness training and stuff. I'm guessing we push that quite a bit from the way Arteta wants us to play, and maybe something like that might take its toll. I don't know if we're overtraining, but it's a possibility. Like I couldn't rule it out, but then again, I couldn't really say, to be honest. I feel like we've had a bit of an overshift in the backroom staff. Especially with Arteta coming in, a lot of new faces have come in, and the old guard have gone out. I think the new guys can. We've got the physios in, haven't we? We've got more doctors and with more stuff like that. So to deal with this kind of side, and obviously we know we've got like free kick specialist trainings in and set piece specialist training coaches in, and the fitness coaches we've got in seem to be doing a job. But yeah, I mean, it is possible, but I generally couldn't say. But thanks for the question.
Yeah. See, Ryan, and of course, anyone who's watching this show, Manchester United playing against Brighton in Brighton's home, it's 0-0, and they're in the 31st minute already in that game. 0-0. Ryan, who you got for that game? Brighton.
I've got Brighton for that game.
Live in the 32nd minute.
I've got Brighton for the game. Brighton, they're very good at home, very strong at home. The manager that's coming at Brighton and taking it over is superb, and we've seen him linked with possible Arsenal job if Arteta stepped down and went to Real Madrid. At the minute, I'd be happy with that. From the job he's doing at Brighton, he's doing a very good job. So, he's doing. They're playing well, and especially they're playing very well at home. They're very hard to beat. They're a tricky side. So for me, I would pick Brighton, which would hopefully lead on to when Brighton play Man City at Brighton's place, and Brighton can pick up 3 points then as well. So for me, I'll stick with Brighton.
Well, Ryan, see, this is what dilly-dallying, and this is what bottling the league, and comes to at the end of the day. You're now living on a prayer for other teams to do the job that we should rightfully have done for ourselves. It's a sorry state to be in.
I don't agree with that, because I feel like it's always like that. You always look at when City and Liverpool was head-to-head for the title, and they were separated by about 3 points. Both teams were playing amazing, so both teams are praying for the other team to lose. Every time that there's a tussle at the top between two sides and it's not a clear winner, they're always hoping for the other side to drop points. It happens every single time. Teams, barring the Arsenal, teams don't go all season not losing a game. So the other sides are hoping and praying that's where they slip up, because you're not slipping up, or they're not slipping up. You're just hoping that you win every game and they drop points somewhere else. So you're always thinking that no matter what, no matter if you've just gone on a bad spell or you're on an amazing spell, you're hoping that your rivals drop points somewhere. It happens every single season. But I don't think it's a solid state.
You're
I think
correct
it's
in
the
that,
same
Ryan.
state.
I have no argument in that. It's true. What you just said is totally true. But again, Ryan, see, the proof is in the pudding, yeah? Southampton, the donuts of the league, yeah? I like calling them donuts because, Ryan, these guys are rooted down the league with 24 points. 60 goals have gone into the back of the net of Southampton, and they've only barely scored 28 goals this whole campaign. See, these guys have no reason. There is no reason on earth why this guy should be putting in 3 goals at the back of our net. And these are the guys that have, raked up about 60 goals this season alone, in the league alone. They're the donuts of the league. And they come to our home and we can't win them. And mind you, while we're saying, oh, let City drop points, they have a game in hand now. Before it was 2 games, in hand. So when we're saying drop points, yeah, they could drop points. Then what happens to their next 2 games? City might not drop those points. And again, look at the similar teams that we had to play with them. West Ham. Now, if you see, yeah, Ryan, if you want to win the league, there are certain teams that deserve beating. Yeah, a team like West Ham, they stroll into your home. What do? You go, you beat them. So when Arsenal was leading by 2 goals to nil, and then, we just gave them an avenue to come back into that game and get a draw. These are the games that defines the title, and we just threw it away. And in the reverse, see what Man City did. You're coming to our home, you play, and everything is dictated at our own pace and in our own home. And they did it. Haaland is scoring goals. All these other guys are having a crack at it. And they scored goals. 3-0. That's how you win the league. So I understand where you're coming from, man. But, you know, when you don't win the games that you're supposed to win, this is what happens. You're now living on a prayer. You now start hoping for Man City to drop points. And uh, I'm sorry, man. We've been leading this title chase with 11 points, 8 points at the time, 5 points. When it just goes down the drain like that, it's painful. It hurts. I wouldn't like to say more than that anyway. See, Ryan, we're going up against Newcastle in the next match on Sunday. Ryan, give the perfect pitch. Give the perfect preamble when it comes to Arsenal. Going to St. James Park, literally a place where Arsenal have been finding joys over the years. But recently, that place is a place where people go to genuinely. And this guys, it's just like you've been hit with a barrage of punches from maybe a huge boxer like Sonny Liston or George Foreman in his prime. Yeah, you literally been hit with blows, and you're running, with your heels at your back and everything. Yeah, that's what Newcastle are doing to teams in St. James Park. They're mauling teams down there. Even Man City breathed a sigh of relief when they took out a draw from St. James Park. I need not to tell you about Spurs, what they did to Spurs, yeah? But
Why? What
see,
happened? What happened at the Spurs game? You have to remind me. I missed that one. You just have to remind
I
me.
don't know. Go watch it on YouTube, man, and
You'll
see
have to.
what they did to Spurs.
Yeah. Say
See,
it. Just say it
Ryan,
with pride. Say it with
give
pride
give
and
the
miles.
perfect pitch, right? Give the perfect pitch on what is going to happen in that game against Newcastle. May the Queen be with you. Oh no, may the King be with you. as you laid that preamble.
So, yeah, when we looked at the final running, the two games that stood out obviously was away at Man City and away at Newcastle. It was the game behind Man City that would determine.
Yeah.
That would determine.
Oregon Guna is in the house. See, Ryan, you'll come back. Oregon Guna is in the house. Arsenal above all, a big lover of our show is here, man. I'm coming to you. But you know what? Yeah, Oregon Guna. Poo, 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 poo. Oregon Guna is in the house. See, yeah. This guy, Dow. Man, Dow, come into that game we're having on Sunday, the watch along we're having. The American idiot himself, TJ Warren, will be coming on that show. Steve Mahala will be coming on that show. I have them all booked for that game, crucial game against Newcastle that me and Ryan have just opened up a survey into. We're having it. See, it would be nice for you to come to that show, Oregon Guna. It would be nice for you to come and have a crack at Deji Sports tomorrow, Oregon Guna. Deji Sports is coming here, probably maybe around 7, 8 o'clock tomorrow. I hope to see you because you're slated to join me on that show and slay the slayer, Deji Sports. Ryan, you were saying something, please.
Yeah, so like I said, it was definitely the one game, apart from the City game, that would determine whether or not we went on to win, to lift the trophy. That seems to have gone now, but we still need to win every single game. And like you said, hopefully at some point City drop points. I can't see it happening, but we just have to keep winning, and we have to just go to Newcastle, and you have to go to Newcastle and start the game quick. We've seen what happened with Spurs. The main issue with the Spurs game is that they started slowly. And when you start slowly, teams like Newcastle start quick and they go for the juggler and they can get it over and done with very early. But that's a strength. That's one of our strengths. So we hope the other team start slowly, and that's when we punish them straight away and get some goals in quick time. So Newcastle and Arsenal, they start very similar. Whether or not that means the tactics will change slightly because one team's expecting the other one to start quick, or they both just know that they're both going to go for it, so they both hold back, or maybe they both just go for it. Who knows? But for me, if I was Arteta, I'd just be saying the way we played against Chelsea is the way that we need to approach this game. Approach with no fear. Just start the game like we know we can start the game. Start quick. Just take it straight to Newcastle. Like I said, the last time we played Newcastle at St James's was just very slow. It was very tepid. It wasn't an Arsenal performance. It was just I don't know if it was a nervous performance or it was quiet and it just wasn't fun. And we need completely contrast that. We need just do what we know Arsenal can do, and do what the players know that they can do. Play to everyone's strengths, keeping the ball, passing the ball as well as they can, and just get it to Saka on the wings, like you're saying. Play the inverted wingers, getting inside, and I would keep pretty much this. I would keep the same attack. I would start Trossard 100% because the way you played against Chelsea. Most of the attacking threats that seem to go through him, and his corners are class as well. He's a great corner taker. And they go right in the sweet spot. They go right on the centre, or at least on top of the goalkeeper. They beat the first man every time. So yeah, I would definitely. For me, I'd start Trossard, but I would just be saying to him, just pick up where you left off against Chelsea. Start like Arsenal should start, and give us the best possible chance. And like I always say, if we completely go for it, give 110%, and Newcastle nick a point, or Newcastle somehow win, as long as we've gone for it, as long as we've given everything that we can give and we've played, as long as we're not walking off thinking, what if? We're not walking off thinking maybe we should have gone for this, or maybe we should have played a bit stronger, maybe we should have attacked more. Yeah. As long as we don't walk off thinking that, then that's all we can ask for. But I still believe if we play as strong as what we played this season, we can beat Newcastle They just have a different performance to the way we played last year against them, and a different performance to the way we played this season against them, when we was very
Ryan,
slow against them.
do you know what is funny, Ryan? Yeah, you saying we can beat Newcastle with a straight face, like that, that's the biggest Oscar preamble I've seen, man, with a straight face. Like, are you serious, man? Are you serious? Like you're
We've
just
been
strolling to St. James Park,
we've been
a place
top of the
where
league.
they've slayed monsters down there, and you just said it with a straight face. Man, I want to be like you, man.
We've been we've been top of the
I
league
really
for
want to
most
be
of
like
the
you, man.
season. We've been top of the league for most of the season. We're currently sitting second. We're about, is it 11 or 12 points in front of them? The table would show that we're a stronger side, and not player for player, they have got decent players, but I feel we've got a stronger side. Obviously, it's my team, so I'll always say it's the better team. But I just feel like we've
Sure.
got better,
I agree.
some majority of better players. We have
I
it's
agree.
definitely in there to go there and win. The way we played against Liverpool, barring it being a bit of a turnaround in the second half, and we drew 2-2, that kind of performance gets us the win at Newcastle. But if we need to be that confident, and we need to have that mentality. If you're sitting top or second in the league and you don't think you can go to a side and win, you have no fucking chance on winning that title or challenging for that. You need to believe that you can go to every single side and win, even the team that you're playing against, that you're challenging against. If you don't believe that you will go there and win, you will not win that title. You need that winner's mentality. That's why we signed the two City players, because we believe they had that winner's mentality. Just have that belief that you can go, have that confidence in yourself. If you've not got the confidence in yourself, don't play for my team. Go play for someone else. If you don't believe that you can break into Arsenal, if you don't believe you can play for Arsenal and beat other big teams, go play for someone else, because we don't need you.
See, man, Ryan, that's an Oscar-rated preamble you just gave, man. I wish I. I mean, I'll be doing the watch along on Sunday. It's gonna be a big one, but I'll just be watching it with with one eye closed, and I'll just watch everything with to just be there. But I don't know. I don't think it's a place where we might find lots of joys uh, down there at all on Sunday. I just don't. I'm looking at the whole scenario, mostly with the back four that we have in St. James Park, and right now, man, there's a different spark, a different light. It's like St. James Park is littered up with this array of, I don't know, man. It's now very, very noisy down there. The leaves of life, the breath, the fresh air down there, yeah, it's different. You can just feel it in the air. The fans are expectant. The very ground, it, is poisoned with lots of I don't know, the air there. There's just something there that kind of scares lots of opponents down there this season. And again, most times, yeah, the owners are there. You can literally see the owners there watching the game match by match. They are there, and these players are fighting for their lives because they know that by the end of the season, they might just go into that market and just splash the cash down there. It's in their wheelhouse. They have the money. They're one of the richest clubs in the Premiership as we speak, and they've not even started the spending spree galore yet. So these guys are literally fighting for their lives, fighting for their paychecks, fighting for a livelihood. So they know that if Eddie Howe says, you know what, yeah, I don't think I think your surplus to requirements, I'll need to bring in reinforcements in the summer. So they're generally fighting. Wilson is scoring goals. See, Ryan, yeah, one of their highest goal scorers this season, yeah, Miguel Almiron is playing from the bench. In the last match, he started from the bench. That's their highest goal scorer this season, yeah. in Miguel Almiron, and he's coming from the bench. The wealth of choice, this guy, they're spoiled and blessed in that striking positioning. Yeah, Wilson, for some reason, is blistering past teams this season. He's mauling teams. He's scoring goals. They have Isaac, who came in from Real Sociedad, scoring goals, mauling teams. Yeah, they have Murphy. They have these guys. Yeah, that it's in their wheelhouse to genuinely inflict pain on
Listen,
the season.
they've got good players, but they've got good players playing well for Newcastle. But you've named 3 players there, barring Isak, maybe. Do Almiron and Murphy get into the Arsenal side? Did they get into our team?
What with the form Miggy has this season, man, he will get into that team, man. I don't know where, but he will get into that team.
Where he plays, he plays right wing.
Then how many goals does Miggy has? That's what you should check. He's been scoring goals since the start of the season. He was literally it's gotten like player of the month, like maybe twice or 3 times, something.
I'm
like
not
that.
sure. I can't tell you
goals.
exactly how many goals he has, but Martinelli, I'm guessing, possibly has more. Saka possibly has more. So if he plays right wing, he doesn't replace Saka. And then left wing is going up against Martinelli, who's been a revelation. Trossard, who's come in and plays brilliant for us. He doesn't get into the side, unfortunately. Murphy, Murphy doesn't get into the side either. Murphy was supposed to requirements at Newcastle, but forced his way in.
Then what will you say about Isaac? What will you say about Isaac?
I said barring Isaac.
Barring Isaac, right?
Yeah. So obviously, like I said, you can go through the team. Maybe there's a few players that you could mix and change. Obviously, Dan Burns had a great season for him. Botman's had a great season. Bruno's had a great season.
Does that make sense for you? Does that make sense for you, Bruno Guimaraes?
Yeah, Bruno's a great player. He's a top player. But Bruno,
Fabian Schär has been having a very, very tremendous season. This season, it's been a rock at the back for this guys, Ryan Maguire.
So you've got Schär. If Schär's played very well for him, if he's in full fitness and Saliba and Gabriel are in full fitness, do you bring Schär in above any of them two?
They're the best defensive side this season in the league.
Yeah, but that means you have to bring all 4 of them in to change our whole side.
No, I don't know. I'm just looking at it from another point of view. You can't just overlook what Newcastle have done this season.
I'm not overlooking.
Last season they were battling relegation, and this season they're swimming with the big boys.
I'm not for 1 minute overlooking I'm not for 1 minute overlooking Newcastle, because I've said how good they've been, and I picked them at the beginning of the season to challenge for Champions League football, and that's come 100% true. I knew they'd be there or thereabouts, and they're really good defensively. They're really, really strong, and the defense is really good. Pope has been really good for them as well. All I'm saying is we play with the confidence of a team challenging for the actual title, not challenging for Champions League. We've been sitting at the top, so we need to play like a team sitting at the top. Other teams can play well, other teams can be on form, but you need to go up against these teams and you need to win.
Ran is cooking. It's cooking, guys. Ran is cooking. See, yeah, even Oregon Gunner accepts the fact that Ran is cooking. He says facts, Ryan. See, yeah, guys, Latimer's Prime is also in the building. Also, see, yeah, guys, I'll be posting up some of the shows, some of the show statement that I had with Latimer's Prime. I think he was here earlier for a show I had with. Who did I have that show with? I had that show here with someone this week, and Latimer's okay. It's with Ola of the Fight Week channel. It was here. He chopped it up with us. Latimer's Prime. You can go see our back and forth every time. Latimer's comes around. It's always a showstopper. Yeah, because he genuinely knows his football. He knows how to, genuinely knows how to talk when it comes to football. Yeah, but we beat his team. So he actually predicted. He's a Chelsea fan. Yeah, is a cream de la cream. Supporter of Chelsea Football Club. Yeah, but he also predicted that Arsenal was gonna, steamroll Chelsea, and that was a big one. He also says something. Yeah, yeah. He says, "Spot on, Ryan. Spot on. Try and instill some confidence into Tony. For some reason, he's been shook lately." See, yeah, see,
Honestly,
Ryan.
you've been the most confident all season, the most confident fan all season. We have two draws, and all of a sudden the world's ending. And Tony, you have a couple of
No,
draws, some
no,
bad performance, a couple of slightly bad performances, and the world's ending, and we should be trembling under our beds at the thought of playing Newcastle away. This is a team. We need to go and beat Newcastle away. That is the facts. We need to be strong enough to go
no,
and
no.
beat them.
But again, Ryan, you can't just say that. That's what I'm
Oh, I can
saying.
say it.
You
I
can't,
just did. I
you
can say
can't
it.
just
We need to be
overlook these
strong.
teams like that. You can't just overlook Newcastle and the achievement this season. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that we cannot go ahead and beat Newcastle, but I'm saying we have to be careful the way we speak about Newcastle. They're not they're not that tidbit. Uh, Smallish team we used to look at them with those lenses as before. They are new, they are improved. Even Man City found it difficult to even beat them up in St. James Park. They've been steamrolling teams, beating teams left, right, and center. When it comes to St. James Park, they have a good record defensively when they play on that ground. So it's going to be a tough game. It's not a game
Yeah,
that you're
it's
just going to bamboozle your
we
way
know.
into, mostly when you don't have two of your first team centre backs going to play on the day. It's a big problem, Ryan. So,
we,
uh,
we
you
know
know,
that this season they're a big side, but all I can say is don't have the Tottenham result too much in your head, because they've
mm,
had a big result against Tottenham where they've smashed them out of the park, but the exact same happened against Liverpool, where they were coming off the back of beating United 7-0. They looked like it was going to start steamrolling teams, and we went there and battered them for the first half, and second half we for some reason we let them play and we let them back into it. It wasn't the fact of Liverpool dominating it. For some reason we let them back in. But if we played that second half like we played the first half, we'd have easily beat Liverpool. And at some stages in that first half, I thought it was going to be 4-0. And Liverpool fans say the exact same thing. In that first half, they expected to get steamrolled by us. And this is the week after they beat United 7-0. So don't have the Tottenham result in your head. Yes, they steamrolled Tottenham. And there was a commentator on the game that said, something like, and now Arsenal have got to come here. So what? Who cares? Yeah, they might have beat Tottenham, but you're donkeys. You're an 11 side. You've got 11 players of absolute donkeys this season. We are not you. Just because you got battered does not mean we will. We completely different to United this year, and we're completely different to Spurs. We're a completely different side. So don't have that result in your head. Yeah, Newcastle
no, I
are a
don't
top
have that.
side. They're
I
playing
don't
very
have that
well. But
resolve.
we just need to be
I don't
confident.
have that resolve. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. We have to be careful the way we can't just look at Newcastle and say we're going to go there and beat them, bro. It doesn't work like that. Even Southampton at home, the donuts of the league, we couldn't beat them at home. So, uh,
It
see,
doesn't.
right now
I
we don't
I
have that
get. It doesn't.
luxury. And don't be flattered by that Chelsea result. These are relegation battlers. So
Oh
it
yeah,
means nothing
I
to
know
beat
that.
Chelsea. They're
I know
relegation
that.
battlers. Yeah, they've been
But
beaten by almost every team this season. Yeah, and that's why they're in 39 points this season. So let's not allow that Chelsea game flatter us. I'm not saying that we cannot go there and beat Newcastle. That 1 second, we have that chase going on for ourselves. But Newcastle, it's something we have to be careful. Mostly when we're not coming from a position of strength. Saliba is not there. Gabriel is not there. Yeah, we have an attacking We have attacking wealth of experience down there, but we just have to see on the day, right? So
Listen,
that's what
we
I'm saying.
maybe we have to talk carefully or think carefully. But if we play carefully against Newcastle, we'll lose. Because if you play careful against these kind of teams and you sit back against them, that's when they
I
beat you
agree.
because they just go
I
straight through
totally
you.
agree.
So we just
I
need to
totally agree.
just play like we did against Chelsea and play to our strengths. And like you're saying
Mm,
with the centre back issue, the defensive side issue, our
yeah.
strengths are going to be in midfield and our strengths are going to be in
Mm,
attack. Play to them strengths, get attacking, get hold of
yeah.
the ball, play like we expect us to play. And like I said, there's no reason we can't win. I didn't say we were definitely going to win or it's going to be an easy win or we're going to steamroll them. Nothing like that. I fully appreciate Newcastle. Every time we speak about them, I've got Steve McCall in my head. I don't want to diss him because I know he'll jump straight on it. So he speaks full truth, the guy anyway. So me to be derogatory in any way against Newcastle, I would feel bad against him anyway. We know he's an absolute gent. So Newcastle, we will definitely not underestimate him because we know how good they've been and how good they've been defensively.
Yeah.
But we just have to
Yeah.
have belief.
Ron, that's all
It's
I
having
wanted
belief.
to get from you. That we're not, underestimating this team because, bro, we've done that a couple of games and see where it has gotten us into. That's what I'm saying. Let's tread carefully with these teams, yeah, and go there with that mentality that you know what, I know you're dangerous, but we can still beat you. That, that's literally what I'm saying.
So
And where I'm coming from. I'm tired of saying, "Oh, we're gonna beat them. We're gonna," bro. It doesn't work like that again. Right now, not after what happened to us. We have to tread carefully, go into these places, try and finish up strongly. Yeah. And again, Ryan, do you still think we can still win this league? Do you think
it's
we can still
at
win
the
this league?
minute. Well, at the minute, it's not on us. It's on City dropping
Mm,
points. So we need City to drop points somewhere. And the not the perfect start, but they've got big Sam Allardyce to come up against on Saturday. So if that's a fairy tale story, if that's a football Premier League story, Sam Allardyce taking
mm,
over and beating Man City in his first game, that seems to be written in the stars for me. So if Leeds can somehow pick some points up and Allardyce, because obviously we've all heard what he said, and that he's as good as Pep and he's as good as Klopp and he's a good as Arteta. Even I think he said he was in front of them. So if we can go and get points, but all we just need to win every single game. And the question for me will be different after the Newcastle game because that will more determine the answer to it. But we need to win every game, and if we drop any kind of points against Newcastle, it is for me. It's probably definitely all over. Definitely maybe all over. But if we can go to Newcastle and get 3 points, if we can do that, then we just keep putting ourselves in the strongest position. So if they
yeah.
do drop the points, we can be there.
Yeah, I totally agree. David Shaw says, "Yeah, Ryan, you can stop mentioning the Liverpool result now, laughing out loud." See, Ryan, cutting
Do you
deep to
know?
David Shaw.
Yeah, do you know,
He's
Tony?
taking cheap shot at you.
Tony,
This whole program and on Arsenal,
Tony,
bro.
I've
Talk
got
to this
honestly,
guy.
I've got a
Big
fact
ups, David
for
Shaw.
you.
He's a big friend of this channel too. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got an absolute fact for you, right? Since that Liverpool result for United, David Shaw has never drank a can of 7 Up, and it was his favourite drink. He
Ah,
loved 7 Up, and he's not touched it ever since, man. It's harsh on the
David,
guy, but he
that's true.
doesn't go anywhere near it anymore. Never will never drink 7 Up again, he
I
said.
know,
Harsh on the guy, innit? It's harsh.
David.
I know. I feel
David.
sorry for him. My heart bleeds for you, bro. My heart bleeds. Can
It
not drink
bleeds.
7 Up again. He can't drink 7 Up again. He can't touch it. He
Oh
won't
my
go
god.
anywhere near it. So
Oh
unfortunate.
god. Oh god.
Fallen soldier.
David,
Fallen
he
soldier
roasted
there,
you.
bro.
He roasted you, David Shaw. He roasted you. See, Arsenal above all. Shout out to see if you've not subscribed to Arsenal above all, you're on a long 10, yeah. Go and subscribe to that show. Straight up, this guy, great guy. Football knowledge, great. Football IQ, great. Go and have a tussle with this guy on Twitter. Yeah, it's a great guy. He's also on Twitter. Also, go check out his channel too. He also says, yeah, Arsenal above all our guy. He says Newcastle can't come with the antics they did at the Emirates. They stopped playing after 5 minutes and just went direct and played for set pieces. We have to be clinical when we get our chances. See, I totally accept, that fact. To just true at us right now. So now, now, see, Ryan, yeah, look at Amy Baba. This is where I'm coming from. Amy Baba, top gooner in the house. He says, yeah. Tony's confidence dropped because we let our guards down with our previous performances and we bottled the EPL title. Amy Baba is feeling the pain. It's feeling the burn, just like me, man. It's feeling the pain. The pain is there, yeah. It's there, right? It's there. See, guys, drop your predictions for the game against Newcastle, yeah. Put it down. What do you think will be the score line? Just put it down there. Just before I asked Ryan about his prediction for that game, Ryan, Liverpool, see, yeah, Liverpool, yeah, beating Tottenham Hotspur 4 goals to 3. As if that was not enough, they went in on that same act of winning again and beat up Fulham, who's also, trying to get into Europe this season. They snuffed their lights out. Well, by 1 goal, of course, a penalty from no other person than Salah. Yeah. See, these guys have raked up points. They're now in 59 points. Yeah. They've played 34 games. Yeah. They've put in a whooping 42 goals. Yeah. For Liverpool. 42 goals this season. How bad has it fallen? Like, I don't know. This season has been crazy for them, yeah. But you know what? They've conceded 66 goals this season. That's how bad these Giants are fallen this season. But you know what? They've raked up points now. They're at
Yeah,
59 points, yeah.
yeah.
Manchester United is barely in around 64 points if they draw today's match against Brighton, yeah. Good and okay. Look at it from this scenario. These guys can genuinely, in the last remaining games, they can actually catch up with Manchester United this season. They're just a stone throw away from Manchester United. If they dig deep in their heels, they can actually lay it on Manchester United and come forth this season, get Champions League football, have the top four credentials in the league reinstated with total wins. See, Ryan, with Liverpool, hitting the gear, winning games here and there. Do you think that these guys can just sneak into that top four position this season?
I fully expected Liverpool to come back. I said it pretty much every single week, no matter what result they had or how they were playing or the set of results that they were going through. I fully expected Liverpool to turn a corner and bounce back. They've got the players, they've got the manager. We all know who the manager is. Some people's best coach in the league, some people's second or third. Nothing lower than that, not a chance. So we all knew it was the team, and yeah, I fully expected them to challenge for top four at some point or get close. At some points, it looked like they might not, but yeah, I didn't discount them. Like I think I had a little bet with DG about them finishing above Spurs because I fully expected it, and it seems to come true. It's just they've got the side for it, it's a very strange season for them. A lot more bad than good, but they've had some incredible results, and then they've had some stinkers. They've played ridiculously bad in some games. They can beat United by a big scoreline, then they lose the next game 1-0. I don't know if it was Southampton or someone like that. They beat 9-0, and then they lose the next game. They're completely up and down. A strange season for them, but I fully expect them to flog off some deadwood in the summer to strengthen in the summer and be back to maybe not full strength, but close to it. And close to Liverpool's full strength with Klopp is still going to be a strong side. So I don't know if they will get third, but I do expect them to challenge for that fourth Champions League spot.
Great. See, yeah, guys who are still watching the matchup here, yeah. Manchester United up at Brighton Football Club, yeah, and Albion, yeah, and they're still drawing that match, yeah, 0-0. They've not scored a goal yet. Manchester United looking to drop points right now, yeah. If they win the matchup, they go straight up to 66. But right now it's at 64. It's a point, split right now with Brighton Football Club. But let's see what's going to happen. See, Ryan Maguire, yeah, Jude Bellingham. That news that came to the papers just filtered through yesterday night / this morning. Jude Bellingham has been tapped up by Real Madrid. It looks like it's going to sign that deal for Real Madrid. What do you think? Do you think that leap from the German Bundesliga to the Spanish La Liga, but for no other team than the Spanish giants themselves, Real Madrid, do you think this would be a welcome kind of transfer, for this youth that I still think it still needs a whole lot more experience, to Ghana personally in Germany. But how do you see that transfer going? Because I think he will genuinely sign for Real Madrid.
It looks like it. It does. It does look like a signing that's going to go through, and it's a great signing. It's a great signing for. It's a great transfer for Bellingham going to probably the biggest club in the world, Real Madrid. A league going from Bundesliga to La Liga definitely suits. It's definitely a league that they can hit the ground running in, because it's not the strongest in terms of challenges and fighting. Fighting for the ball, so it's definitely a league that'll suit him, and hopefully they'll play him. That's my only issue. I hope to God they play him, because he's definitely worth playing, because he's a phenomenal talent, and he will, if he plays, go straight to the top. But Real Madrid last season signed 2 centre mids. They've already got 2 great centre mids, and now they're getting Bellingham. That centre mid position for Real Madrid is so stacked, but it's stacked and it's choked. There's too many players for them 2 positions. Someone like Jude Bellingham is going to suffer, but maybe, obviously, I think Camavinga have been playing in defence for him, which is, again, that's an issue.
Camavinga has always been starting from the bench most times.
You don't want Camavinga. You don't want him playing out of position.
See the day of light in Real Madrid. It might really be a very, very big asking for Jude Bellingham to just come into that team and just gazump the midfield, be a midfield marshal, and be their number 1 pick on the day. I really, really do find it very, very difficult. And again, I still do think that Jude Bellingham still needs to develop more as a player. Is Real Madrid the best place to do that? You can argue that fact, yeah. But the fact is there, the proof is in the pudding. It's a stacked midfield. It will have to be something like a Wiz Kid or someone that could literally cause damage in the midfield to actually operate and get first team appearances week in, week out in Real Madrid.
Yeah, but for me, Bellingham can slot into the centre for Madrid. The type of Xabi Alonso, kind of the way he slotted in and the way he played, Bellingham similar to that liking for me, and definitely. But then that just makes they'll just have to let a couple of the players go, and if they let that Valverde go, I'd definitely take him at Arsenal. I think he's a quality player when I've seen him play. And Tony Cruz looks like he's close to retirement as well. Maybe obviously Modric is older, but then you've obviously got Camavinga, you've got Tuchemeni, so they've got, it's a stacked centre mid position that they've got. Hopefully, Bellingham gets that time, because he's a quality player.
He's a quality player. See, Manchester City, Arsenal is now living on a prayer, whether we like it or not. that's what we're that's what we're left with. Yeah, good. Now let's see if our prayers can actually be a prayer on Saturday. On Saturday, Manchester City goes up against Leeds United. Yeah, Ryan, can Leeds do us a favor? Because that's what we're left with, a favor and a prayer, right? Can Leeds do us a favor and take points away from Manchester City? Do you see, in any alternative reality, do you see Leeds taking away points from Manchester City?
So I'd have to go to the movies for this one. So I'll take. Let's go to Avengers: Infinity War. Right. Okay. I'm gonna take you on a journey to Avengers: Infinity War, where Doctor Strange is sat there, and he has his little moment, and then they say to him, like,
And he's
right,
like,
yeah, and he
yo,
says,
yeah.
Doctor Strange says something like,
Run, it's cooking, guys,
Doctor
cooking.
Strange says something like, I've seen 15,000 or something like that. 15,000 outcomes for our war against Thanos. And they say
Mm,
to him, and how many did we win? And he says, one.
mm,
So that is basically the Leeds and the Man City situation. There are 15,000 outcomes to that game. And how many outcomes are Leeds winning? Possibly one. And let's just hope and pray. Fingers crossed, toes crossed. Everyone's hands together. That one is our dimension that we live in. We will just have to. But like I said, new management. They've got new management, a new regime. You do see teams pick up when a new manager comes in. They do have that you do see it quite a bit. A new manager comes in, the whole dressing room changes, the whole air around the club changes, and they go on a bit of a run. And you never know, that run could start this weekend with Leeds, for Leeds against City, but they have to go. It's not even a City at the Ellen Road, is it? It's a City. It's City at the Etihad. So it's going to be. Honestly, it'll be very bad for them. And yeah, like I said, they've won probably won in a lot more than one in 15,000, probably one in a million shot. But let's hope and pray.
yeah.
Hope and pray they take something
Let's
from
hope.
them.
Let's hope and pray. As an Arsenal fan, I'm living on a prayer. This is what it has turned us to. Madonna living on a prayer. So, see, I don't have a problem, being a listener to Madonna right now, all because of Arsenal. Yeah, we can live on a prayer. But I just hope our prayers will be answered on Saturday when Leeds, goes head to head with Manchester City. Andrew Bell, who's also a member of this channel, says, "Yo, guys, Andrew Bell, it would be nice for you to come into that show on Sunday. Yeah, me, the American idiot, TJ Warren, my brother. He has a no. He literally has a show called American Idiot. It's a big show. Yeah, guys,
It's
go
just a
and
funny title. Every time you hear it, just can't help but laugh.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. I always like that because I used to like this band. What's this band's name? Uh,
Green Day.
Green Day. Thank you. So they have this song called the American album actually called, is it the album or a particular
I
song?
think it's both. I think it was the
I
album
think
was
it's
called
both.
that, and the song was called.
Yeah, called American Idiot. So TJ Warren TV also has a show called The American Idiot. Very good show. So I usually call him that. I play
It's
with him.
funny. It's funny. It's funny that at the time when that was out, one of my mates was trying to start a band, and he had a song. That song was out at the minute, American Idiot, and he had a song called "All
Yeah,
Americans Are Idiots," and he was trying to like mix it up. And
mix it up
I'm
a bit, right?
obviously, like you can guess, it went nowhere.
Yeah, somehow. But you know what? Yeah, Andrew Bell is not an American idiot. But his friend is in a way Steve Mahala. See, these Americans will be down there. Join us on our watch along on Sunday with TJ Warren, Steve Mahala will be joining us on that. Yeah, these are true jerseys. Andrew Bell, a true jersey, pure jersey. Yeah, is joining us. He should join us on that watch along come Sunday. Andrew Bell, please join us for that matchup against your club, Newcastle United. See, yeah, Ryan, there's another game coming up on Saturday, a big one, yeah, but a big one in a way because I want to see whether Chelsea will still remain the relegated team that they should be this season, or if they can, have a little bit of a nickel with the boys in Bournemouth down there. But look at the reality. Chelsea, 33 games this season, scored 31, put in just 38 goals this season. And you know what? They're sitting pretty in 12th this season in the Premiership with only 39 points this season. You know what? Yeah, this is the big one. Yeah, they're going to be facing Bournemouth. Yeah, at Bournemouth. let me just categorize that. Yeah, to a team who hasn't lost a game in the last 6 games. Yeah, they've won about 4 times this season with just only one loss, and that loss coming against Southampton, of course, who are pure relegation battlers this season, and that was in St Mary's. See, do you think Chelsea can actually come into this matchup and get anything from Bournemouth? Do you really see them snatching a point or getting 3 points from Bournemouth, who has such a tremendous form and who is in 13th? And mind you, a couple of games ago they were battling they were in this relegation battle in a broader sense. Latimer's Prime, it would be nice to hear from you. What's your prediction for that Bournemouth Chelsea game? I would like to hear from you in the charts. Yeah, Ryan, what do you think? Bournemouth Bournemouth against Chelsea.
Bournemouth are playing with a bit of confidence at the minute. They've just come from a 4-1 win against Leeds where they played very, very well. They're not going to fear Chelsea one bit, and Chelsea's problems are just going to get worse. I can't see Chelsea going there and winning. If they picked up points, amazing. But they've got a 007 manager at the minute. No wins, no losses. No wins, no draws, 7 losses. And it's just going to get worse. I can't imagine them beating Bournemouth. Bournemouth, like I said, good. They're on a confident streak. They've got some good performances, and they'll keep up against Chelsea. And I fully expect them to beat Chelsea at weekend.
Yeah, Latimer's Prime actually corrects us, and that's true. That song "Living on a Prayer" was by Bon Jovi. I'm sorry, man. Yeah, that's true. Madonna, it was like a prayer. Sorry, Madonna's song was like a prayer. Yeah, thanks for that correction, Latimer's Prime. Our guy. Someone is saying something here. Above Arsenal above voices. Agree, Amy Latimer's. We have to keep City honest. We have to try and take this to the last week of the season where they play Brighton and then Brentford. If they do it, then fair play. But again, Ryan, do you think those last 2 games, yeah, Brighton and Brentford, do you think those games are games that could genuinely cause Manchester City problems?
I believe the Brighton one is because it's away at Brighton and it's a tricky game for them. I think that's probably the hardest game left of the running. So that is a chance for them to drop points. But Brentford's at home. We see what we did to Brentford. We went to Brentford and won 3-0, no issue. And City have got them at home, so I don't think it's going to be an issue for them. The Brighton game, yeah, that's the one I was looking at. If we didn't drop points, we wouldn't need it. But if we was in the struggle, that was the game I was looking at. But other than that, the Brentford game, I'm guessing looks like it'd be easy for them. So Brighton, yeah, Brentford, no.
Yeah. Okay. See, Ryan, Liverpool is going against Brighton, yeah, in no other place than at Anfield, yeah, of course. Only one team has been able to beat Liverpool this season on that ground, and of course, it's Leeds United, yeah. But do you think that will happen again when they play against Brentford? Ivan Toney in Buemo will be coming into Anfield, yeah. Do you think these guys have the power to outmuscle Liverpool at Anfield, where no other person this season than Leeds United have created that fit by beating Liverpool at Anfield?
Liverpool, especially Liverpool's fan, is a city to go to, a hard city to go to and pick up a victory, especially for us. We struggle Liverpool and at Everton. especially with Liverpool, the crowd's behind you. If the crowd's up for the fight and the team's up for the fight, you've got massive issues and you're going to struggle. But Brentford have got the chance to rip up with anyone. Like you're saying, Ivan Toney can rip up with the best of them, and Bueno on his day can rip up with the best of them. So they've definitely got a slighter chance. I wouldn't write anyone off against Liverpool because they're just the way they dip in and out. It can look amazing and then drop off. So, but yeah, I'll do it. I expect Liverpool to pick up the 3 points there, but Brentford won't go down without a fight.
Latimus Prime, Chelsea creme de la creme supporter. He says here, Bournemouth 1, Chelsea 0. Man, is this how bad Chelsea are?
It's Chelsea fan right there.
Even their biggest fans can't even see them win against Bournemouth. It's shocking, man. Like mostly with the transfer window these guys had. Man, it's shocking to perceive and conceive actually, that Chelsea can't beat Bournemouth in a season where they spent lots of money, not just money, they spent lots of time and lots of I don't know, man. They've changed coaches like it's Football Manager. They've done all these changes, spent all this money, have a different sugar daddy, and yet nothing is working out. Ryan, where's that problem coming from?
Todd Bowley. It's the easiest question you've asked me all night. The issue comes from Todd Bowley, and his partner. I'm not sure what the other guy's called, but he's the guy that's in the press most of the time. Obviously, it started by making so many signings in the summer, and then it carried on with the sacking of Tuchel and bringing in Potter, and then it carried on with more signings in January, signing positions they didn't need to strengthen, and not focusing on the positions that they did, just looking at big names, looking at who everyone else is trying to sign, and then just signing them. Obviously, not having a structure. The manager's not making the signings. They've not got a recruitment or development making the signings. It's just Todd Bowley making them, and that's a massive issue when your manager's not got any say whatsoever. And then it all comes to a head when you sack Graham Potter. No matter what run Potter's on, you've seen how good he was at Brighton, but you've seen that it took time. He was in that transitional period. When you're getting rid of Graham Potter and bringing in Frank Lampard, you've got massive, massive issues. You do not, and I mean you do not know what you're doing. It's an incredible decision. That decision. If I was a Chelsea fan when that decision happened, I would not be watching any more games because you're not competing in these games. Frank Lampard comes across as a clever guy. I'm hearing outside of football, but when it comes to tactics, he just doesn't have them. There was no tactic to be seen against Arsenal. They weren't sitting back, yet they weren't attacking. They weren't keeping hold of the ball.
But again, why is Lampard getting all the stick? Yeah, even the coach that was there before, couldn't do anything with this team. So how come they
did better than
that Frank will come in and galvanize things and just start winning with this team that we're not even in the winning act before he left. So before the former coach left. So I just feel that the expectation on Frank Lampard, it's too much and it's bigger than him. Not just bigger than him.
Yeah,
I think it will be. They'll be pretending if they thought that they could get points from this team. I think it has to do more with the team that they've assembled rather than a coach that will come in and change things.
I mean, I don't think anyone's expecting anything from Frank Lampard, to be honest. And is the other coach before him, Graham Potter, might not have been doing so well, but he's definitely doing better than what Lampard's done, which is just lose every single game, losing every single game, chopping and changing every single game. Starting Aubameyang, it was an incredible decision because he's done absolutely nothing for them. You've got your players like
Mudryk, ridiculous
decision. It's what I mean. It's stupid, and They're paying 100 million for Mudryk. He's
Laughable,
not
very
even
laughable,
started.
man.
It doesn't.
Mm.
Honestly, it doesn't make sense. But I'll just say, while I mentioned Mudryk, I do not just as I'm guessing you agree. I don't condone the laser stuff on his face while he's playing. Just
Yeah, that's
the
true.
Arsenal
That's
fan
true.
doing that. Just
I
grow up,
agree.
man.
I
Just
agree to that.
grow up. What is the
Mm,
point?
mm,
Players will
mm.
players will want to sign for us, and players won't. Players will go other teams. They'll come to Arsenal and they will leave. It's just what happens. Just grow up about it. It's life.
Yeah, yeah.
Stupid thing
See,
to do. Probably going to get
very,
banned
very.
from most football games now. It's just stupid. Just throwing it away. You get tickets. You're one of the lucky ones that managed to get Arsenal tickets at the minute, and you just go and throw it away by doing something stupid like that. It's
Doing
ridiculous, man.
something
Ridiculous.
ridiculous. I don't support that in all its entirety. See, Ryan, I know this show was there for an hour, but man, you've been answering. Me and you have been going back and forth on serious issues, man, like serious punches, thrown on on the Ryan and Claude show this week. I wanted to come out on Ryan today and just box him toe to toe. But Ryan is an elite boxer, yeah. He's an elite one. See, Ryan, Tottenham Hotspurs, our noisy neighbors, are gonna have a little bit of a nickel with the boys in London, yeah. And this time it's gonna be Crystal Palace. What do you think? London Derby, your typical London Derby, yeah. London boys fighting for it. Who's gonna win? At Tottenham White Hart
I'm
Lane.
But obviously, since Hodgson's gone back to Palace, Palace have really turned a corner. They're playing very well. Tottenham are very up and down. Some weeks it looks like they've turned a corner, and then it goes back to it just goes back to being they just go back to being this how they've been this season. And obviously, the past few seasons have been very good, but just the key players just seem to have let them down a bit this season, barring Harry Kane, who just seems to score constant. But like other players seem to have let them down a bit. They're not playing as good as what we thought they might have done, and they just I don't know. It just it is what it is. But I still think they'll have too much for Palace at weekend. I still think they can turn it around against Palace, even though Palace are playing well. Tottenham should have a bit too much for him, and I would expect a Tottenham victory there.
Mm. See, yeah, Ryan, and the last one, yeah. In about 10 games, these guys haven't lost. The first time these guys have lost in about 10 games, it was just this weekend, or just this past week against Manchester United. It's Aston Villa versus Wolves, yeah. And man, what a job Unai Emery has been doing at Aston Villa. Tremendous. The aura, the way he's changed Villa Park, yeah. The mentality is brought into those boys. Those boys want to kill. They literally want to see you and fight you, and they have this never say die attitude right now. They literally want to die. They want to take a pound of flesh from every team that has caused them problems this season. They've done it 10 games in a row. It's horrible the way. See, Villa Park is now somewhere you shouldn't pray to go to right now. And they're going against Wolves, yeah. They've gotten a couple of wins, under their belt, right? Yeah, maybe 3 wins in the last 6 games. But see, Brian, Aston Villa played away to Wolves in the Molineux. What do you think would be that game's end product?
Yeah, so the last prediction of the evening, Villa, Villa, barring the United performance of under Emery, have just been sensational. They were near the bottom of the league. I don't think they was going to be relegation candidates, but they were near the bottom. And then Emery's come in, and now they're fighting for a European place. They've been very well. Wolves are coming off the back of a bad result, and I feel like it'll get worse for them because I can see Villa going there playing very well and coming away with something like a 3-0 victory. I don't see any issues for Villa there at weekend.
3-0 victory. Whoa, okay. That's a big one. See, Ryan, everyone wants a piece of you today, yeah? I want a piece of you. The assembled wants a piece of you. Everyone wants a piece of you. See, the assembled asks you a question here. It says, Ryan, do you think Kane will still be at sports next season?
In a footballing aspect, I would, and I'd want him to be somewhere else because the way he plays, the goals he gets in, he deserves to be at a team winning trophies, fighting for major trophies or fighting for major leagues. So I would expect someone of his caliber to move on to either a United or a Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, somewhere like that. But for some reason, it just seems that Kane is happy enough to just sit at Tottenham and flutter his career away and never winning a major trophy. So for some reason, yeah, I do still see him there. I just think he's just going to stay there for the rest of his career, kind of like what Steven Gerrard did at Liverpool, go the whole of his season at the one team, but Gerrard still managed to pick up a Champions League along the way. He never picked up a Premier League, but he picked up a Champions League. But Kane's not going to do that. It just looks like Kane's going to spend his whole career at the one side and never challenge for a trophy. But if that's what he wants to do, that's what he wants to do. So, yeah, I do see him at Spurs. I do see him still there next season, but I would have thought he would have been somewhere else.
Yeah, the last question of the evening, Ryan. I know you're itching to go sleep on that cute bed that you have down there, but you know what? I'll hold you up for just maybe more 5 minutes or more 4 minutes before we roll the intro. See, is this stuff Arsenal above all is talking about? Guys, if you're still watching that Manchester United, if you still want something to know about that Manchester United match, yeah, Brighton 0, Manchester United 0 in the 73rd minute. They are right now playing. Real Volcano 0, Real Valladolid 0, Real Betis 1, Atletico Bilbao 0. Napoli is going against Udinese and Napoli 1, Udinese 1. See, Brian, the last question of the night, yeah. Only worry is Tony will probably be banned by then, but they beat them at the Etihad, remember. Now, see, Ryan, should Arsenal go for Ivan Tony at the end of the season? Maybe he might come away with 6-match ban, 10-match ban or something. Should Arsenal risk it all and go for Ivan Tony in the summer?
I don't know if that's a position that we're going to address. I'm not sure. We've all seen rumoured shortlists that Arteta wants to pick up. I don't know if an attacker is high on the agenda. If it was someone like Ivan Toney, is definitely a striker that I would look at. Even someone of that mould, like a big striker, goal poaching type of striker. So someone like Ivan Toney, or even Tammy Abraham coming from Roma, I wouldn't have an issue with. But yeah, Tony's a great player, and we'll just have to see the outcome of the ban. And if it is only a 6-game ban, I wouldn't have an issue with it. But it doesn't look like a position that Wiz is going to look at. But yeah, if we are looking at to bring a striker, no issues whatsoever with Ivan Toney. No issues at all. Ivan Toney or even Ollie Watkins from Villa. Watkins has had a great season, and I've got no issue with him wearing an Arsenal shirt, especially when he supports.
Ollie Watkins might be something too much, but bro, the way Tony is scoring goals, man, like if Brentford is playing, you just know he's gonna score. Like I want that kind of a striker that is a merciless kind of striker, yeah. The way he fights, the way he wants to get in at the end of things, yeah. He wants to score. He powers his way through and he gets a goal for these guys. And it's just that Brentford, what if there's a massive upgrade in the team that he gets to that's looking like Arsenal? This guy, he'll score goals. And let's just see at the end of the season, yeah. If he escapes with maybe a 6-game ban or 8-game ban, I don't see a reason why this guy can't play for Arsenal, man. I'm sorry. The assembled says, yeah, Tony is Premiership standard, nothing more. Sorry to say. I agree. I hear you, the assembled, but you can knock 20 league goals for Brentford. Okay, these guys play too much. Ryan.
I mean, someone like Ivan Toney coming in, he might not come in straight away and be our first 11 striker, But definitely, if we're chasing a goal, someone to bring on an attacking threat. Look at Lord Bentner when we had him. We could bring him on when we were searching for that goal, and he would get the goal. Giroud the same. Ivan Toney can be in that
Giroud the
same
same.
package, sitting on the bench, and then sitting in the bench playing every other game, something like that. But then when you're looking for that one goal to get you that victory,
But
bringing
do you
Ivan
think he would
Toney on would
leave
be
Brentford?
perfect.
But do you think he would leave Brentford to come sit on the bench and play second fiddle at the at Arsenal?
Probably not. Probably not, because he'd want to be playing week in, week out. But I don't think we can't
Mm,
offer him that. Jesus plays too well, so we can't offer him week in, week out. We could offer him regular starter or squad rotation if he can take that. Just I don't know, just throw some money at the guy. But we'll just see. If he accepts being a super sub, then it would be a great signing.
yeah, see, I agree with Ron McGuire. The proof is in the pudding. He's a good striker, but let's see what happens, man. And again, I also don't even know if the striking position is even a position that Mikel Arteta is even open to strengthening at the end of the season. So it depends. So let's see what's going to happen, because I think the major focus in the summer might be defensive pairings altogether. But let's see what's going to happen. Brian, please close the show for us, man. Today has been a hard hitting one. Yeah, it's a big one. See, yeah, guys. Yeah, see, the boogeyman is back. Deji Spores will be here with us tomorrow. Yeah, the boogeyman. Yeah, the Arsenal Slayer will be here. The Tottenham Van Helsing will be here tomorrow. Yeah, and it might be 8 o'clock tomorrow. I'll send out the times. On Instagram and on Twitter. Yeah, join us. Come and hear this legend talk tomorrow about Tottenham Hotspurs and how his team is not going to be in the Champions League. Just come tomorrow and have a little bit of a nickel with us. Yeah, Ryan. Before the end of the season, you have to be there, because Deji would have to wear the Arsenal shirt and write your name on it. There was a bet that was placed on the show. Yeah, I need to see Deji Spores keep keep to his word at the end of the season. Yeah, when that happens finally. So one of these days, by the maybe at the penultimate end of the season, you have to join us on the minority report that's with Deji Sports. So guys, join us at the Minority Report tomorrow on Friday. Deji Spores, the Slayer, the Arsenal Slayer himself, will be here. Ryan, please close the show for us, my brother. Do the honors.
Yeah, so just like we say every single week, every one of you that has shown up, everyone that's got involved with your comments and with questions, we massively appreciate you, and we love every single one of you. And it's great having questions. It's great having everyone involved, getting answers. Even shout out to David, because his team might struggle, but he's there with his voice, and he's there being as proud and as confident as he can be. We can all, to be honest, he might talk stupid, but we can all take a bit of a leaf out of David's book and be as confident as him, no matter what's thrown in front of him. So yeah, but every single one of us, we do massively appreciate you. And like and subscribe, tell all your friends about us, and get involved on TikTok if you're on there. The Ryan and Claude Show. Get us searched up, get us added up there, and get us followed. And anyone, like I say, anyone coming over from here onto there, we will follow you back 110%.
Yeah, guys, see, Ron is doing a great job on our TikTok page. He's the one running it. Go support our show, the Ron and Cloud Show on TikTok. Just go watch those videos. Yeah, and Ryan, maybe Ryan will see. Ryan, you might have to add a little bit of comedy in that place. To I don't know, man. Laugh off Tottenham Hotspurs. All these mediocre teams that are big teams, Chelsea Football Club, have a little bit of a nickel with the laughs. Give these guys what they want on that TikTok page. So, guys, yeah, it will come soon. Next season, it might be totally revamped. When me and Ryan really put our heads together and see what we can do down there. We're gonna make it more fun. But please go and support me and Ryan on TikTok. He runs it, but please, it's part of what we do. So please go down there and check it out on TikTok. Yeah, Ryan, a pleasure having you on the show again. Episode
Pleasure being
21.
with you
Yeah,
as always.
we keep on breaking these records, man. Thanks and God bless you and God bless your family. Everyone who joined us on the show, Miss Melina, Ladimus Prime, The Assembled, Asna Bovo, Now Kane, Amy Baba. See, all these guys, yeah, thank you very, very much. And Andrew Bell, Anthony Herbert, all these guys, thank you very much. And see you guys tomorrow, 8 p.m. with Deji Spores, the Arsenal Slayer. Ryan, we out.
Peace out, brother.
Peace out.